Hi there. This is Sandra with the Mortgage Center, and I am so glad you joined us tonight. This is a regular series that we're hosting called The New Normal. And what we're doing is we're interviewing thought leaders in our community in various industries. So obviously at the Mortgage Center we do housing, and you may have seen one of our previous videos where we've did an interview from a panel, a group of realtors. And today we've got a special guest from a charity that we know and love called Hope House. And I just wanted to introduce Jaya James. She's the executive director. So thanks so much for joining us today, Jaya. So, you tell us now, a lot of people may not know who Hope House is. Can you give us an idea of what you guys do and a little bit about the organization?
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Sandra. We're really excited to be on today. So Hope House is a poverty relief agency in the city of Guelph, and it focuses on the idea that the opposite of poverty is community, and that poverty can occur in multiple areas of our life. So financial, emotional, relational, spiritual, from a sense of purpose and meaning, as well as physical. And so what we try to do is create a space where people can come together and support each other in overcoming any areas in their life where they're experiencing poverty. So that includes programming that people typically think of in poverty relief agencies, like food and meal programs, but also includes programming related to life skills, as well as kind of encouragement and friendship building programs as well.
Hey, so that sounds like you're a busy organization. And so, like I know with where the pandemic is, and the series that we've launched is called The New Normal. So, can you maybe give us an idea of how the pandemic has affected what Hope House does and what you do?
Yeah, for sure. Like everyone out there, Hope House
Yeah.
is experiencing changes in how we operate. Nothing like crises to be a really great spot to learn new things. So what has changed for us? For one thing, much of our programming has been put on pause that was more kind of face-to-face programming, because we need
Okay.
to respect and encourage the social distancing. But in the same regard, we recognize there's a great need to have people's physical needs met. So we've been doing home delivery for our food market versus people coming in for appointments. And we've been doing online and virtual counseling sessions instead of one-on-one in the same building. And our income tax specialist has been doing phone tax consultations, as well as our paralegal has been doing phone tax consultations. And then our garden, we've reduced the number of volunteers that are out at the garden and added some additional protocols. So it's been quite a bit of change that we've seen,
Yeah.
but it's also been really good, I think really good learning as to potentially some better ways of doing some things, like the home delivery has been
Yeah, tell us. Well, so
fantastic for
tell
us.
us about this. Like, yeah, let me kind of jump right in there, because when I heard about this, I was like totally excited. Because usually what happens is you have a food pantry at Hope House, right? And the Hope House community comes to the food pantry. But like, tell us more about what's happening now, because you guys are actually going out into to your community.
Yeah, so typically, as you said, people would come into Hope House and they would go through the food market with a volunteer, and they'd select the items that they wanted to have. So with everything going on with the pandemic, we reversed that. So we now call people. We take their order over the phone. Our volunteers custom pack their order for them, and we deliver
Awesome.
it directly to their home. So it's really about, as you said, bringing the community to the individuals, bringing the items to the individuals. And in the month of May, we added that even more by adding a wellness box. So in addition to their food delivery, they also got a kit that kind of encouraged good mental health, and a custom note, personalized note, saying we're thinking about you, you're loved, and
Yeah.
just to kind of help brighten people's days.
Well, and I know one of the things that you had talked to me is about, and we're all kind of feeling a bit blue because of social isolation, right?
Mhm.
And in particular, I think people who struggle with housing may have um, may also would also feel that way, right? So
Hmm.
that, I imagine that little note card for anybody would be a perk. But I also, when we were chatting about this before, you had talked a little bit about housing and how you're supporting your community that way.
Yes.
Did you want to, can you, yeah, tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So for many years, research has shown that a housing first approach is the key piece, and that if people don't have stable, adequate, safe housing, that it is not possible for them to able to move forward, because that supports your mental health by giving you a safe place to be. It supports your mental health by allowing you to sleep. It supports your physical health by allowing you to maintain and keep the items that you have. It supports your physical health by allowing you to prepare food and take care of yourself.
Hmm.
So we've known that, and it's been an emphasis in this community for quite a while to take that housing first approach to really work on helping people obtain housing. And the pandemic's even made it stronger
More
for us
challenging, yeah.
as we realize that, not only can you not maintain your social isolation or physical distancing, not only can you take care of yourself, and you can't do any of the things you're supposed to do during the pandemic if you do not have adequate housing. So what we've been doing in partnership with other groups within the city of Guelph, being really led by the drop-in center who has the county's housing workers, is looking at how
Okay.
can we help connect people to housing. How can we help them navigate the system of locating housing? Actually, there's been a slowdown in people filling vacancies on rental apartments. So we're, reaching
Perfect.
out, going on Kijiji, going on other groups and looking at, okay, so what's a good unit? How does it fit? Can we help get people into better housing? And then the next piece that we're working on quite aggressively as a group is, can we actually get some new types of housing units up and going during this time, and housing units that are very cost effective, that are really adequate and meet the needs of the people and are safe.
Oh, wow. I just feel tired thinking about all the work that Jaya, you do and Hope House does. How do you maintain your energy levels? Like, that's kind of curious for me, because I'm normally an energetic person. I think we're on the same wavelength,
Mhm.
but how do you, like, what are some of the things you do to just keep your energy level going?
Yeah. No, it's true. I think that even for those of us who are extroverted and such, the pandemic's been a real curveball in making us feel more introverted. So for maintaining energy levels, for me, kind of my silly thing that I do is I've been watching lots of Hallmark movies, because
Oh.
everything always ends beautifully and happily at the end of those. And I wasn't really a big Hallmark person before, but during the pandemic, it was kind of, I want happy endings. and
And I want to know exactly how the story's going to
that's right.
unfold, right? Because isn't there like a formula?
There is a formula. You can definitely
Right.
see it. I can tell you this, the plots. There's pretty much only two.
This is
um,
not a, by the way, this is not a paid advertisement for Hallmark. Is
no,
that
it's
like a
not.
product plug? That's
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you.
no
I'm
problem.
sorry to deviate that way. I think that brings in the real humanity of,
Hmm.
like, everybody needs an outlet and something that they can be cheerful and happy about, right? And kind of
Yeah,
takes you to that place where it makes you feel good.
yeah.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about was like some of the stuff that I've been hearing on the radio is obviously, like, at the Mortgage Center, we're experiencing this because a lot
Hmm.
of our clients are on reduced income
Hmm.
because of the pandemic, deferring their mortgage payments. And, we do have a lot of clients who also support different charities. So, they're feeling a bit of the crunch too, just personally, in being able to donate to the charities that they want. So tell me a little bit about what you're seeing there and maybe the future of Hope House and how you see that unfolding.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question, because as a community, we're in a very generous community. We're, well known even nationally for being a generous community. We have seen some people who've had to pull back from their donations, and for really legitimate reasons. They are struggling. They're, like, have been laid off or seen reductions in their income. But we've also seen other people step forward who have the benefits of just being in a spot where they are able to make donations, donating product, and donating product, especially, we've seen like a number of
Okay.
businesses, especially like not Walmart, Walmart has as well, but the ones I was just thinking about was Winners and HomeSense, because they actually had to close their doors where Walmart did not have to close their doors. They, as they were closing their doors, donated what they had in their stores that were food products to a number of agencies. So we've seen this real stepping forward within the business community saying, how can we help? How can we do things? We've seen donors, contact us and say, I'm lucky that I'm in a position where I do have extra financial resources. What can we do? But that being said, we've noticed a real drop in donations in May financially compared to April. And we're keeping our eyes on it, and we have confidence that in Guelph that whenever there's a need, that the things will come in.
That's awesome. But you could also donate your time, right? So what I found also really exciting is how how Hope House has engaged different companies who've had to, maybe put a pause on their employees working, and the delivery of those food baskets. Yes. Did you want to comment on that? I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no, it was really exciting. So just as we were realizing we needed to go to home delivery, Linamar reached out and said, we have some great drivers and we want to keep them driving. So they offered us drivers to make all our home deliveries. So for the month of April and May, basically all our home deliveries were done by Linamar. And to give some context of that, that's almost 600 home deliveries that they did in that. And we're not through May yet.
High five.
we still have time to go. And then Linamar is now starting to ramp up their production, which we're very excited about because they employ lots of people in the city of Guelph, and we know people want to work. And so as they stepped up their production, we've had the Trillium Rotary Club step forward and offer to do deliveries on 1 day a week. We've had a group of teachers step forward and say that they'll do deliveries on 1 day, actually 2 days a week. And we've got Triumphant Tool step forward and do deliveries on 1 day a week, and other people who are stepping in and saying, well, I can be an emergency driver, which is really helpful because you never know when someone may have to take a break because either they're unwell or someone near them is unwell.
Right, that's awesome. Now, if someone wanted to connect with Hope House, I imagine you guys have a website where what's your URL, what's your address where people can connect?
Yeah, so we encourage people to go to www.lakesidehopehouse.ca, and also we are on all the social media channels from LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So that's the best way to connect with us. And you can actually also stop in our building. We've got everything set up to maintain physical distancing. An advantage of having a 30,000 square foot building is you can space people out. So that's also an option as well.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jaya, for your time and your efforts. We certainly appreciate it, and the community certainly appreciates Hope House. So I'm going to sign off and say goodbye, Jaya. Keep up the awesome work. And for more information about the Mortgage Center and how we might be able to help you, you can just check us out at skipthebank.ca. Anyway, bye, Jaya.
Bye,
You're
Sandra.
welcome. Bye. Okay, see ya. Bye.